Hello and welcome to Emergence, leading from the field. Today's episode is the power of pause, rest, stillness, and silence in leadership. My name is Artemis and I am your host. Welcome back to Emergence. I'm so grateful you are here. In this episode, we will explore something deceptively simple, but deeply transformative. Pause. Now, in my last solo episode, we spoke about systems as living, breathing fields and how we can learn to feel the subtle energy of the whole and lead with awareness of the invisible dynamics in a team, in an organization, community, project, or a family. Today, we will turn inwards again, but not into doing, actually into not doing, into rest, into silence, into stillness, into the pause. Because here's the truth. In a world that rewards constant output, the hustle, the doing, the having, the achieving, the getting, presence is often really the courage to stop. When we think of leadership, we often think of action, making decisions, moving things forward, creating business plans and strategies, setting goals and KPIs, solving problems, communicating clearly, and 100%, all of that matters. All of that matters. But action without pause oftentimes leads to reactivity. It's hurried, right? It's habitual. It's disconnected from our deeper wisdom and our deeper sense of knowing. The pause is where presence enters the room. It's the space between stimulus and response. It's where we remember ourselves, our values, our integrity, what matters most. It's where we feel into what's actually happening. Not so much cognitively, but a deep sensing in the body. And it's where something new and something emergent can arise. The energetics of pause. Let's go deeper, right? On an energetic level, pause is not just empty space. It is fertile space, right? I mean, think of nature. Winter appears still. Beneath the surface, roots are strengthening. The night seems silent, but it's when the body repairs and integrates. In breathwork, if you've ever practiced any breathwork, the pause between inhale and exhale is where the nervous system settles, right? And in leadership, the pause allows us to disrupt old patterns. It allows us to hear the unsaid, right? Or the quieter truth. It makes space for the system to speak to us, and it allows insight, not just intellect, not just the mind, not just the thinking, but the deep wisdom to guide our next steps forward. In short, pause isn't a break from leadership. It is leadership. There was a time in my own life, in the middle of a particularly intense chapter, where everything in me wanted to push through, right? Deadlines were looming, people were waiting on decisions. I had a team, I was running my organization. It just felt that there wasn't an opportunity to do anything other than just keep going and going and going. And there was this pressure, both, I guess, spoken, with deadlines and client demands, but also unspoken to act fast, right? And I was watching my team moving at a hurried pace and trying to get everything out the door and get everything done on time. And I just stopped. I stopped. I remember just standing still, right? And I felt something in my body say, no, stop, pause. And so I paused. I paused. And it wasn't the easiest of things, but it was the right thing. And I stayed with it. I stayed with that pause. And in that pause, something surfaced. What surfaced was a deeper understanding of what was really needed to help us navigate an extremely busy period, an extremely challenging time. Uh, it wasn't more action that was needed. It wasn't more action. No, it was a change in the way that we were doing things. It was a change in direction. And if I had pushed through, I think I would have made a decision that perhaps looked right at the time, but it wasn't aligned. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, that pause helped me. It saved me from abandoning what I most deeply knew. And over time, I've come to trust the pause. I've been on this journey for years. I've been meditating for over 30 years. I've been on the path. I've been doing the work. And the pause is my go to time and time again. I take myself out because of the pause. I stop and I will go, okay, it's time to step away. It's time to walk away. It's time to reset. It's the pause that helps me align. It's not an avoidance mechanism or strategy, it's actually an alignment strategy. It's an opportunity for us to really redefine what it means to rest and what it means to enter stillness. And look, let's be clear, let's be honest. We have been conditioned to see rest as laziness or stillness as an indulgence, or perhaps even something we have to, work into our diaries or into our calendars. This is when I get to go and be still. And especially in high performing environments, that's just the way it's seen. But rest is not passive, it's regenerative, right? And stillness is not empty, it's where clarity finds you, it's where consciousness can come to you and show you that path forward. It's the space of curiosity and emergence. And silence is not absence. It's the space where truth speaks the loudest. So to pause is to reclaim your rhythm, right? It's to return to the intelligence of your own timing rather than the urgency of the external systems and the environments that we are a part of. It's an opportunity to reflect on the conditioning that we have and ask yourself, do I want to carry these things forward? Are these things that are beneficial for me? Are these things that I want to bring with me into the next chapter of my life? Or perhaps these things don't serve me anymore. In emergent leadership, it matters more than ever to reframe what pause means. So we can all practice the pause in many ways. right? We can be mindful with what we're doing. We can stop and we can observe our thoughts. We can remove ourselves from situations and perhaps sit in stillness for a while. We can take ourselves into nature, sit in the actual field, and allow nature to reset. But I find that some of the most powerful pauses are the ones that are in a meditative practice. And I invite you to join me on this practice as I take us through a short guided pause. So, if you're in a space where it's safe and comfortable, I invite you to just make sure that you're feeling okay with where you are. Perhaps uncross your legs, your arms, and just gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. And let's take a moment together, to pause. And we will just begin by arriving into our bodies, by noticing our bodies and feeling the contact points. Are your feet on the floor? Is your back leaning against a chair? Perhaps you're lying down or you're sitting cross-legged. Where can you feel those contact points with the body? And just let your hands rest and take a slow, gentle breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out. Just exhaling until all the air has left your lungs. And let's do that again. A deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let your attention soften and just allow yourself, give yourself permission to enter a space of pause. Not trying to feel anything in particular, not wanting or needing to think about anything in particular, not needing to achieve anything. Just being, just being here, now, in this moment, and in the next moment, and in each present moment, just just existing in this space. And notice what happens when you stop trying to direct your experience. Just see what that feels like. And if thoughts arise, just let them pass like clouds. Don't let your attention narrow down on any particular thought. Just observe them floating by. And let this space be one of gentle being. Let this space be a breath of stillness in your everyday. just allowing yourself to be. Nothing is needed other than your presence. And now you can slowly begin to return your attention to my voice, to the space that you're in, to the room that you're in, to the outside world, wiggling your toes and your fingers and gently opening your eyes. Bringing with you into your open awareness the quality of the pause that you just experienced, and knowing that you can return to this pause at any time. This is when we speak of having one foot in this world and one foot in the world of presence and in the beingness of presence. Being able to walk and do and speak and create with one foot in that energetic field. And this is really the crux of bringing the pause into leadership. The pause is not something you fit in. It's not something on your to-do list. It's not something you try to squeeze in at the end of the day. It's actually a way of being. And, you can pause in a conversation, right? You can pause before replying to an email. You can pause before you return a phone call. You can even pause in a meeting before rushing to fill silence or to answer a question or to solve a problem. And each pause is a doorway. It's a doorway. And over time, those doorways become a path of deep responsiveness rather than reactivity, a path of clarity rather than chaos, a path of leadership that emerges from depth and not just drive or habit or conditioning. As we close today's session, I invite you to carry some questions into your week. Where in my life or work do I need to pause? What am I avoiding feeling? Perhaps that a pause might help me reveal. What wisdom has been waiting quietly, patiently for me to slow down? Just let those questions breathe. Let them work for you. Let them work through you. And see what comes up with curiosity and with self-compassion and with an openness in the field. Thank you for sharing this pause with me. These moments of slowing down, of listening inward, they matter. They matter, and they ripple out into how we show up for others. And we take these into the fields, all of our fields, wherever we may go and wherever we may be. I hope that this episode nourished you. I invite you to subscribe, to share it, or even leave a review. Give me some feedback. What came up for you? I'd be so curious to know. I'd love to hear from you. And you can always find more of my work at artemisevangelidi.com. And until next time, have a wonderful time exploring what it means to breathe, what it means to pause, and lead from what arises, from what emerges. Lead from the field. Yours in presence always. Until next time, Artemis.